guys, this is Rosita Applebum and I'm here with a Let's Talk video. This has been highly requested and long awaited. I haven't done one of these in a while, I think since my last weight loss journey video, which I will have an update very soon. But today's video is going to be on relationships and breakups. I was kind of apprehensive on filming this video just because I did just get out of a relationship early February, so it's kind of soon to be talking about breakups, but you guys have been requesting it. I think the main question a lot of girls have is how do you get over a breakup, and how do you recover, and what do you do after to get yourself back on track. So I'm going to talk about that. First thing I want to talk about actually was inspired from someone who emailed me asking for some advice. I'll tell you guys really quickly. Basically, they had broken up and about 6 weeks ago, so she basically moved on and he still wants to keep in contact with her, and she found out that he had been lying to her post breakup. So when they broke up, he told her, let's say he was living with one person, but he was actually with this girl, and he had lied to her about it, and she actually found out the truth. The girl was staying with him, and he couldn't call the girl that emailed me just because she would get mad at him, and she's at the point where she lost all respect for him. And right now, basically, he's making her feel bad for leaving him and is basically putting the blame on her. I think we just live in a society where it's so much easier to just put the weight on someone else and blame them for our actions, when in reality, we are in control of our actions. She's asking me what she should do, and I think she did the right thing by moving on. I think if someone's gonna keep on lying to you even after you broke up, why would you want to be with someone like that, And if someone can't even be a good friend to you after you guys break up and have the courtesy to not lie to you, I think you should just cut off all ties from him. He's not being a good friend or potential boyfriend if he's, one, moving on really fast, because let's face it, if you break up with someone and you move on the day after or soon after, it just says a lot about you. So clearly he moved on right after, and I think that shows a lot about his character. I don't think he's mentally all there. If you're just gonna keep on jumping from relationship to relationship, you just don't know what you're doing. She already moved in and it's only been 6 weeks, so I think that just says a lot about him, and I think you are way better than that. So I think you should just cut off all ties from him, just because, what's the point of having that bad energy or that negative energy in your life? You don't need someone putting blame on you. You don't need anyone lying to you. So you can just help yourself and cut him off. And I know that sounds very drastic, and maybe that's not the right solution for you, but if I were in your shoes, I would just cut him off, because you really don't need that negative energy in your life, because he's not really making anything better for you. You're trying to move on, you're trying to do your own thing. I don't think you're emotionally attached to him. I think you're just kind of feeling a little bit of guilt, which you shouldn't be. Whatever the reason is for you to break up is one thing, but if he's gonna just move on right after and then lie to you about it, I just don't think you should be with him. I don't see why you would want to be with someone who's like that. Someone really wants you and cares about you and loves you, and whatever they said while they were in your relationship, they're not just going to move on. They're going to try to fight, or they're not even going to let you guys break up in the first place. You guys are going to work it out and just move on with that. So I just think you should do what you were doing and move on with your life, and just don't listen to him when he tries to put the guilt on you, because you have nothing to be guilty about. You did nothing wrong. You and I and everyone else in this world are entitled to our own actions. We can do basically whatever we want when it comes to our lives. If you don't want to be with someone, why be with them, So that kind of brings me into my topic number 2, which is settling. I personally will not settle. I'm only 21, but I'm wise enough to know not to settle, and I've learned my lesson the hard way. And it's so silly for me to think about people settling with other people who are not bettering them. If you're gonna be with someone who's abusing you emotionally, physically, mentally, why are you with them? I don't understand. I think people are so scared of being alone, it kills them. They don't want to sit there in their room and be bored, and there's just so much other things to do. I know I'm a busy person, so I have work and school and YouTube, but you can do that too. I don't know if it's just me, but it just doesn't make sense to stay with someone who's hurting you. I know it may be hard when you're in the situation, but I've personally never been in that situation where literally someone's abusing me or my mind. But just being in controlling kind of relationships, I just want to get out of there. Don't you just want to be free from that? Don't you want to just be free from the fights every day? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just see it as common sense to want to be with someone who's positive and who's bringing only good energy and good vibes into your life. Of course, nobody's perfect. There's gonna be arguments. I'm not saying everything should be an argument and everything should be perfect. Like, there has to be a balance, but once things get physical or things get really like dangerous, or you can't even like leave your house because your boyfriend or girlfriend won't let you, or you had to cut off all your friends because of this person, those are just really big signs of someone who needs help. He or she needs to get their life together because they're honestly just trying to control you because of their own issues. Like, everything that people do is a reflection of how they're feeling. Like, if I'm gonna yell at you for no reason all the time, it's because I have something really big and deep inside that I'm covering up. So I just think you should just get out of that relationship, and I don't know, I just don't believe in settling. I found this really good quote on my Instagram. I'm gonna read it to you, and it's, "Nobody will protect you from your suffering. You can't cry it away or eat it away or starve it away or walk it away or punch it away or even therapy it away. It's just there, and you just have to survive it. You have to endure it. You have to live through it and love it and move on and be better for it and run as far as you can in the direction of your best and happiest dreams across the bridge that was built by your own desire to heal." And I wrote in the caption, "Love yourself, forgive yourself, and realize that everything is temporary and feelings are controlled and mental. We can get over anything we'd like, just like we can accomplish anything we put our minds to. Let us stop living in the past and live and love in the now." And I honestly live that. Like, once you break up with someone, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna be reminded by them, especially if they're still contacting you. Like, if you're gonna be friends, stay friends, but don't, mess with your mind and like tell yourself you're gonna get back with them. Or, to me, once you break up, you break up. Like, if you are going to work things out, it's not a legit breakup. And if you do break up and you guys know you want to be together, you will just fix it. Like, both of you will know that you want to fix it. If you guys get like a 2-week break and you're just moving on with other people, but then you kind of want to get back with the other person, to me, it just seems like you just want to have someone there for you, as opposed to you really want that person. There's a difference between being in love with someone and loving someone for who they are and what they bring to you and what they bring into this world, and just loving the thought of having someone there for you. Just because someone's there for you doesn't mean they're the best for you, because not all company is good company. So right now, like, I'm single and I just embrace it. Like, I have so much to do in my life. I have so many goals to achieve. I have my family. Like, there's no rush, and I'm not gonna rush into anything that is just not going to be 100% the best for me. The hard way that if you really don't know someone, just don't jump into a relationship with them, because people are always going to give you that best side of them in the beginning, but once things really, unfold, you get to know the real them, and they might not be who you thought they were, and they might not be the best person for you, and you're just gonna hurt yourself so much if you just keep on wasting your time with people who are not worth your time. So you just kind of have to chillax, do your own thing, and once you break up, you find things to do. Like, you're not gonna just sit in your bed and cry. Like, there's so much out there to do. And as far as knowing like when you should break up with someone or when it's time to just let go, I think this is a great quote. So it says, "You can ask the universe for all the signs you want, but ultimately we see what we want to see when we're ready to see it. The true mark of maturity is when someone hurts you and you try to understand their situation instead of trying to hurt them back." There's not gonna be like a commercial on TV telling you like, now's your time to break up with your boyfriend. No, you are gonna know it. Like, time is of the essence, and to me, time is the most important thing we have. It's the only thing we have. Forget money, forget possessions, forget everything in the world. We only have a limited time, and if someone's just gonna sit there and waste your time, like, you are letting it happen. Honestly, I will just not let it happen. For sure, sometimes you just don't know if someone's wasting your time in the beginning, but eventually you will find out. It kills me to see people waste their precious years with someone who is just not bettering them. And I think people just get so used to being with someone, and they like the thought of being with someone for 4 years, 5 years, and it sounds so like monumental, and they feel like they've accomplished something really big, when in reality, like, it's just hurting them, and that relationship really isn't making them grow. Like, everything may seem okay for a couple of weeks, but the real big problems are still there. You break up and you get back, and you break up and you get back. Like, to me, that's just a waste of time. Like, let's say someone who loves you hurts you, you have to just understand them. Like, don't try to hurt them back. Just remove yourself from the situation and move on and do better, and do not live in like sorrow. Like, you can't just sit there and cry forever. Like, you have to get up, you have to just move on and motivate yourself and forget everything and just motivate yourself. You don't need anyone to motivate you but yourself. Your goals, your daughter, your son, your life, your family, everything you have is on the line, and you really want to just make the most out of your life. So why sit there and just like be used and abused by some person who you just met, let's say 3 years ago? You know, to you it may seem like, wow, such a long time, but think of yourself before those 3 years. You were good, you were alive. Let me tell you, just because you've been with someone for 5, 6 years doesn't mean you're gonna marry them. It doesn't mean that they're the best person for you. If I'm in a relationship and things aren't working out, I'm just gonna cut it there, because you know, what's 2 more years? What's 3 more years? Honestly, I have never been in a long-term relationship. My longest relationship was a year. And even that, to me, when I look back at it, I was like, wow, I should have just seen it sooner that it just wasn't going to work out. And to me, signs that are very obvious are if you are breaking up every couple of weeks or every other day, you know, you're breaking up, you're fighting, you're having big arguments, or, you know, the person is abusing you physically, mentally. Like, do not let someone put their hands on you. Do not let someone control your life. Do not let someone tell you what you can or can't do, what you can or can't wear. These are huge signs. Like, God has told me that He does not want someone like that for me. And I will not settle. Like, I will not let someone come into my life and think they can just play with my emotions and just do whatever they want on the side. Like, that's just not what I want. God has given me the strength to wait, and I am going to wait until I find that person and that person finds me. I don't care if it's in 3 years, I don't care if it's tomorrow. I will know it when I know it, and I'm just gonna do my own thing like I always do. Like, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna go to school and take care of my family. Those are the big important things. Like, people rush into relationships so that they can just go run on Instagram and like fight with each other and sub each other on Instagram and Twitter. Like, that's just petty to me. Like, if your boyfriend or girlfriend is just subbing you all day on Instagram and you guys are like publicly fighting, like, I don't know, to me that's just like the biggest sign to break up. I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time with someone. And if I do waste my time with someone, you know, it better be the best time wasted, because things that I personally won't tolerate is cheating, physical abuse, mental abuse, controllingness. Like, those things should not be factors that you're dealing with. I think asking people for advice is great and amazing, but I think when it really comes down to it, you really have to ask yourself, what do you feel and what do you think? Like, what are your gut instincts and what do you really want to do? Like, do you really want to be with this person? Do you want to stay miserable, or do you want to move on with your life? And, you know, if you choose to break up with that person, realize that that pain is temporary and you will get over it. Sure, you're going to check their Instagram, check their Twitter, you're going to go by their house to see if someone's there, or you're going to ask their friends if they're moving on. Yeah, that'll happen. But after that, you're going to see that it's so much better and life is so much clearer, and you really just ground yourself and realize, like, you know, who was that person? And you realize, that person I do not want in my life. And you'll feel happier, honestly. You'll feel happier if you have that weight on your shoulders right now and you're just like, oh, my boyfriend is cheating on me and I don't know what to do. Just leave the situation. Think about it like this. When you have your children, or if you have your children, when they're growing up and going in relationships, do you want your child to be cheated on? Do you want your child to be touched, hit, lied to? No, of course you don't. You know, so why would you want that for yourself? You know, and if you do have a kid involved, you know, I know it gets harder. I don't have a child, so I don't really know like firsthand, but I know from friends and family that people will stay with someone because they have a kid together, despite that person cheating on them, or despite them just leaving all the time, or doing whatever they want to do and lying to them and hitting them. You shouldn't have to put up with something like that for your child. You should want to do better for your child. You should want to, you know, step away from that situation, and you can do it on your own. Like, I know plenty of people who are raised by single mothers or single fathers who are doing just fine, who are doing well, like who have jobs, who have careers. You don't want your child to grow up seeing you guys fight all the time, or God forbid seeing someone lay hands on you. You just don't want that for your child and for yourself. So I think you should just break away from that situation. And the biggest thing here in this video is just to own up to your actions, own up to your thoughts, ground yourself, really think about what you want for your life and for your future, and just take action if action is needed. If someone's hurting you, doesn't matter how long you've been with that person, you leave that situation, because violence should never be accepted. Violence is something that should never be tolerated. Getting cheated on and just, you know, being played like a fool, like that should never ever be an option. I don't care what you guys have together. I really don't care what history you guys have together. It's just, it shouldn't happen. It should not be happening, and you have to make that decision. If that other person is clearly doing what they want, they're not going to break up with you because they already won, you know, they already got you, and they got their 5 other people on the side. Like, you gotta take action, you gotta move on, you have to just do better, get up and do better for yourself. You stay with someone for 10 years and then you're like, wow, I didn't get anything done. I was just getting hurt, and your next relationship is gonna be impacted by how you feel and how insecure you feel and how you dealt with that person for so long. That's gonna shape the way your next relationship is gonna be. So I think you should just break free from that and just live your life. You don't need someone else to help you live your life. You can live your life on your own. You can vacation alone. You can go out to eat alone. You got your friends. You got your family. You don't need a man or a woman to sit there with you every night and lay with you to survive. Like, trust me, you'll be fine. You will find that person when you find that person. In the end, when you break up, you know, you have to cry it out. You have to just move on. You will feel the pain. Yes, you will feel the pain, or maybe you won't. Maybe you just will, you know, wake up, break up, and then just move on with your life. And if you do feel that pain, though, know that it's temporary, and know that everything is temporary and everything is a mental. It's all in the mind. You won't even think about what you're feeling right now in a couple of months. You'll just forget about it, or maybe in a year you'll forget about it, or, you know, you move on to the next person and then you don't even remember anything about that past relationship. And God forbid someone, you know, hurts you or cheats on you, you know, don't take revenge on your own hands. Like, don't go out and cheat on that person either. Like, karma will take care of everything. You do what you do, like, break away from that situation and move on with your life in a positive way, and everything will be taken care of for that other person. You don't have to take action into your own hands. The last thing I'm going to say is just love yourself and know that if you can do better, do better. If you have that gut feeling to break up, and just do better for yourself and for your life. So, you know, if you have any other topics for these Let's Talk relationship videos, I am going to be doing a couple of Let's Talk school and organization, time management videos. But if you have any other questions on these kinds of topics, on like relationships and things like that, let me know in the comments. On my eyes, I use the Morphe, I think it's the 32 neutral or 35 neutral palette. I am wearing Shop Lash Love lashes. On my lips, I am wearing Myth by MAC and Whitening Lightning Nude Lip Gloss. My top is from Zara. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I want to wear it every single day. I recently purchased it, so you can probably find it in stores. My rings are from Aldo. I have this bracelet that's from Princess P Jewelry, and then I have my Michael Kors watch. And that is the entire video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, my allergies are like killing me, girl. I was kind of I don't know how to explain it. Of course there's a garbage truck. My nose is running. My mom's calling me. Hello? Hi, Mama. I don't want to hear, oh, you know, I have to stay at home. My avenue is just full of trucks, apparently. Like, I don't know, like there's just garbage trucks, school trucks. Who knows what kind of trucks are outside, but they're just so noisy, like.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's
Okay, love you, wait. I love my mom. Okay.